Look at yourself right now, staring at a screen, right? Just endlessly scrolling. You probably think you just burned out from a long day, right? Well, you're wrong. You are actually fighting a literal war against your own neurochemistry. So in this explainer, we're exposing a psychological system that's designed to completely tear down those bad habits so you can reclaim your mind, your energy, and your life. Let's get right into it.
I want you to let this brutal truth really sink in for a second. You are not tired. You are dopamine addicted. You pick up your phone, every 10 minutes? It's just a constant loop of reels, stories, the endless scroll. And every single night you make that same promise to yourself in the dark, don't you? Just one last time. Tomorrow I'll change. But the next day, you break it. You click, you watch, you scroll. And slowly, piece by piece, you're losing yourself. Because when you lose a war against your own mind, you don't just feel tired. You feel empty, weak, distracted, stuck. But here is the psychological secret that almost no one is telling you.
You do not have a discipline problem. You have what we call a hijacked brain. See, every time you binge hyper-stimulating content, your brain is actually physically downregulating its dopamine receptors. It's literally training your mind to choose instant comfort over actual power. Your neurons have been hijacked. It is not a moral failing. It's just basic neurochemistry. But listen to me. If you don't take control of this biology right now, your future is going to look exactly like your past. So we're going to fix it. We are going to rewire your brain using a 5-step psychological system.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Step 1. Declare war on dopamine.
Listen, until you fix your dopamine baseline, your impulses, and your lust, they'll just keep controlling you like a puppet on a string. And a magic number to break those strings is exactly 7 days. That's the time it takes to physically allow your brain's neurons to reset and to actually feel boredom again. Right now, normal life probably feels totally dull to you, doesn't it? Because your brain is used to absolute fireworks every single time you unlock your screen. We need 7 days to bring that baseline crashing right back down to reality. So consider this your official declaration of war against the weakest version of yourself. The absolute non-negotiable rules: 0 phone binging, 0 social media scrolling, 0 entertainment overdose. For 7 straight days, it is only work, books, and silence. Look, this isn't some cute little weekend detox. This is a literal war for your neurochemistry. Your neurons desperately need to experience a lack of extreme stimulation so that normal, everyday achievements become powerful and rewarding for you again.
Moving sharply along. Step 2. Starve your visual triggers.
And this brilliantly illustrates a core psychological fact. What you see is exactly what you become. It's the old garbage in versus garbage out rule. I want you to think of your brain like a hard drive. If your feeds are just packed with explicit content, suggestive thumbnails, and endless distractions, you are downloading pure garbage into that hard drive. You are literally programming yourself to fail every single day. If you put garbage in, you're gonna get garbage out. You have to clean your feeds like your life actually depends on it. Unfollow everyone who triggers you. Delete your watch history right now. Block the websites. For 1 week, I want you to feed that hard drive only educational and self-improvement content, and just watch how rapidly those undeniable urges start to fade out completely on their own.
All right, let's get into step 3, physical exhaustion.
We need to biologically hack the exact energy that these urges feed on, because when energy just sits unused in your body, those base impulses, they take over completely. So you need to channel your testosterone into the gym, not the bed. I'm commanding you to exhaust your body until it has absolutely nothing left to give to your vices. Tire your body out so intensely that your brain doesn't even have the physical capacity or the energy to think dirty. Hit a heavy workout first thing in the morning, go for a brutal run, or do some high-intensity sports in the evening. When your muscles are physically fatigued, your brain gets completely distracted from those sexual thoughts. It's just simple biology, guys. Use the energy to build yourself up, or I promise you, it will tear you down.
Now for step 4, urge replacement. Picture this. You're alone in your room and it strikes. Now, suppressing an urge, that's incredibly hard. But replacing it, that is entirely under your control. Because an urge is not a permanent state of being. It's simply a biological wave crashing through your nervous system. And if you can just hold out for exactly 10 to 15 minutes, that wave will naturally pass. But the second you sit with it, the second you start negotiating with yourself, thinking, oh, let me just peek, let me just scroll a tiny bit, bam, game over, you've already lost.
So instead of negotiating, you deploy this immediate action protocol, the absolute split second you feel that wave hit. Number 1, wash your face with freezing cold water to totally shock your nervous system. Number 2, drop down and do 20 push-ups immediately. And number 3, get outside or call someone. Do not look at these urges as enemies. See them as what they are, biological signals. They're just telling you that you've got raw kinetic energy inside you. Now, it's your job to take that energy and channel it somewhere else. Immediate physical action literally rewires your brain's response.
And that brings us to step 5, the anti-boredom system. Pay attention here, because this is where most guys fail. Let me tell you a little secret. Most relapses do not happen because you had some overwhelmingly powerful urge. No, they happen because of a quiet house and absolutely nothing to do. An idle mind is lust's playground, right? But a busy mind is discipline's battlefield. You're alone at home, bored, just staring at the ceiling, and suddenly the thought appears. That is exactly why you need an anti-boredom plan constructed before the moment ever hits. Keep a reading list right on your desk. Start learning that new skill you've been putting off forever. Launch a side hustle. When boredom strikes, you should not be sitting around wondering what to do. You should already be executing your next move. Seriously, stop giving the devil a home inside your head.
Finally, we arrive at the ultimate choice. Take back your power. So look, we've covered the neurochemistry, the detox, the triggers, the physical exhausting, and the planning. Now I want you to ask yourself right now, who are you really? I'm forcing you to make a binary choice at this exact moment. If your answer is, I'm just the guy who always loses to my urges, well then guess what? You're gonna keep losing. You will stay stuck in that vicious cycle of midnight promises and morning failures. But the exact second you decide, I am the one who controls my body, I am the one who controls my mind, the entire fight changes. Because lust does not reveal your weakness, it reveals your truth. Self-control is not a superpower. It is the foundation of everything. Look, if you cannot control yourself, the apps, the algorithms, and the feeds, they will gladly pull your strings forever. But you have the biology, the psychology, and now you have the exact 5-step system to cut those strings. You have the absolute power to rewire your brain and completely reclaim your mind. So the only question left is this. Are you going to stay a slave to your screen, or are you finally going to build a mind that can't control?